Today we're talking about a very simple idea that stocks move in waves. Stay tuned, see what it's all about in this video. Talking about one very simple idea that I think a lot of people overlook. The idea that stocks move in waves. Cowabunga, bro. The idea, it's a very simple idea. I keep saying how simple it is because it really seems almost too simple to be true, but it is. Now, this is going to apply to, better stocks. These aren't going to be so much the small penny stocks, the really crazy 300, 500% movers, which, they're still small waves, but really this is more for long-term investing, swing trading, stuff like that. But you can still see that there are waves even in these really crappy companies that we trade sometimes. So the chart that I pulled up here is Nvidia, my favorite stock. I talk about it all the time, how I do personally love this stock. So looking here at Nvidia, this is the daily chart. You can see back in May, June of 2017, we really kind of started this new trend, this new channel. And now the big thing you got to think about is that channels aren't always, this way. They're not always just support resistance. So channels that go this way, up, down. And stocks trade inside those channels. And that's really the overall trend. And that's what I'm looking for. And I've recently been talking to a YouTuber, another trader who's been giving me some tips, been showing me some charts, like, hey, Patrick, look at this chart, check this out. I'll put a link to his YouTube in the future when he starts posting up some videos that he's working on, some new content. His name is Mack M. Big shout out to you, Mac. But I want to talk about this kind of idea because it is so simple. It's almost, like I said, too simple. It's the idea that stocks move in waves. And you can see here, Nvidia, daily chart, how beautiful this wave channel pattern really is. One thing you need to think about right off the bat is when do you want to be buying long and when do you want to be selling short? If you're looking here at Nvidia, where do I want to buy? You see this wave. You got it's pretty much just wave all the way up here, following this trend higher. But you can see in May, the wave started. And we got this channel started, pulled back here. So that was kind of the first, definition of this channel here. So you can basically draw a line on the tops of these candles and then a line connecting the bottom of these two candles, kind of defining that channel. So from there, it bounced off the bottom, found some support there, came back up here to, 165, 170 area, had another small wave, bounced up again, made a new high, and then pulled back down to the bottom of that channel. So the same idea, you can see this is like 6 months of just following this wave, this trend going higher. So obviously now looking back, hindsight's always 20/20, but if you look here recently, you can see the same kind of idea. Now this broke below the trend there in December, but came back up, reclaimed the channel, and then moved higher to the top of the channel once again. And look what it's doing now, it's pulling back. So there is a good chance that Nvidia could come down here to the 220, 218 area, or, kind of get in this middle of the channel here. Now, how do you know when to buy? Obviously, you're not going to know the exact, hey, this is the exact time to buy, But the thing is, this is a good indicator to look at and be like, hey, we're at the top of this channel. Do I really want to buy long here at 250? Is this a good time for me to buy? Because I can obviously see that this channel is moving higher. We got these waves going on. Do I want to buy at the top of the channel? Or do I want to wait for a pullback, maybe to the middle of the channel or to the bottom of that channel? And that's what I'm looking for. The big thing really here is when you're looking for these setups, when you're looking for these long-term holds, I'm thinking to myself, I need to wait. I need to be patient. I need to think patient. I need to keep an eye on it, set some alerts. If Nvidia gets to a certain point, I might buy there. But I don't just want to go buy Nvidia when it's at 250 thinking, it's at 250, it's going to 300. See how this wave here, it really ramps up fast, gets up here to the $200 area. We're going to have that, $200 obvious mental resistance. That whole $200 area is going to be kind of a key area to break through for Nvidia. But it gets up here to the $200 area and then pulls back. You can see how the wave really picks up there, goes from 170 up there to 200 area, and then pulls right back down there. So when you're looking at these waves, a lot of times when the waves make these big drastic moves, you're going to have the kind of the similar move on the way down, where like on this move, it was kind of gradual getting up here and then kind of consolidating and then kind of a gradual down. Whereas this move was very rapid and then pulls right back down kind of in that same fashion. So you kind of have that same rate. Nvidia has been holding this channel, right here, it pulled back and then it was kind of bouncing off this channel, kind of the channel now turned into resistance. Obviously, the lines aren't always going to be perfect. You're going to have some days where it's going to pop above it, it's going to be a little bit below it, but in general, this is kind of a good guideline to look at and be like, hey, okay, we're at the top of the wave right now. Do I really want to jump in long here? Do I want to jump in here at 225, seeing that we're clearly at the top of this channel? Or do I want to wait? Maybe I'll wait a couple days, and then boom, it drops to 200. I can jump in then. It did dip down there to 185, so you're never going to know, exactly like, hey, oh, this is the perfect time to buy. But it's going to give me a better indicator. Now, me going long here at 225 compared to going long at, 195, obviously 195 is going to be a lot better entry for me, and then I can have better risk reward there. So it's very important. Always be kind of identifying these trends, identifying the channel, and finding the wave, and making sure that you're not buying on the top of the wave before the wave crashes down. That I am not an expert trader by any means. I am not super guru that's making millions of dollars day trade. I am learning more and more every day in the stock market. The stock market is one of the best teachers. She will slap you silly the moment you get out of line. If you do something dumb, she's gonna slap you and you're gonna be like, wow, that hurt. But the funny thing is, human instinct is that we keep doing these things. We keep kind of prodding the market. We keep playing with fire over and over and over. We keep getting burnt, and we know, like, hey, if I buy at the top of this wave, I'm going to get burnt. But we still do it. We get the FOMO. I get the FOMO. I keep doing it. But I need to train myself to really wait for the best setups. I need to sit here and look at this chart and be like, okay, Patrick, I want to buy Nvidia. I really want to buy it. I want to buy it long. But it's at the top of the wave right now. It's at the top of this channel. Do I really want to do that? I'm going to wait. I'm going to be patient. And there, I'm going to wait for my opportunity. And then I see, boom, it's dropping. There, I'm going to get in at that point. But I'm not going to just go and jump in at the top of this wave unless I really have a good indicator that there's something going on, there's some crazy news, something's going on. But in general, I'm really going to just wait. It's funny because there's so many times where I'll short a stock or I'll go long on a stock and the stock will move against me. I'll end up getting out of it. My idea was to wait for a certain price before. I'm like, hey, I'm going to short it here at 200. But then it starts moving around. I'm like, screw it. I'll short it at 190. And then all of a sudden it goes to 200 anyway. I get stopped out and then it crashes on me. So it's very important just to wait for those opportunities. And I know I break the rules all the time. I know I break the rules and I'm trying to get better. I'm really, really trying to focus. I think the last couple days I've been focusing and, it's shown. I haven't made a ton of profit, but at the same time, I haven't lost any money. It's been more of just, sideways for me. But I just got to wait for the right opportunity because when that right opportunity comes along, it's going to be a big payday. But until then, I got to be patient. I got to wait for the right setup. And when the right setup comes along, that's when I need to pound. I'm not sure I even want to talk about it, but we'll talk about it. So MAT on Friday made a massive move right there at the beginning. This is totally just a big short squeeze. They had news, came out and stuff happened. And this popped up there right away up there to the $17 area. And I was looking at it, and I was looking at trading it. I was thinking, okay, I might trade this. It's looking pretty good. It's got a lot of, action here. It's made a massive move. So I'm looking at the 1 minute chart here. It pops up here to 1680. And I was thinking about getting in there at 1650. But then I thought to myself, wait. Hold on, Patrick. Look how extended this is. The 9 EMA is all the way down here still. So I'm thinking we're still going to dip down. We're going to probably dip down to this $16 area, find some support, and then we might break over 17. And that's exactly kind of what happened. I ended up getting in here at 1620, kind of got stuck there, and I got out for a small win. And then the next candle, it rips from 1620 up there to 1690. So I was in the right place, the right time. I kind of executed it right. I got in at the bottom of the wave. I just didn't hold it, which I should have, knowing that support, that 9 EMA, the whole dollar was there. I should have expected, hey, there's a good chance that we're going to kind of ride this wave. Now, looking at the Mattel chart, it's not as clear and a 1 minute chart. So the wave isn't as clear here, but you can still see that we're getting a bit of a wave. So if you turn this chart kind of sideways, you would see a bit of a wave. You get these green candles and then a pullback. Find some support. So it's kind of like the top of the wave here and then boom, the bottom of the wave. Again, now the wave picks up and we roll up to here. Again, same idea. It pulls back. The wave finds the top and then pulls back there and then hits 1690. So very clear that stocks do move in waves. And once you get that idea in your head and once you really, really understand that, like I said, I'm still working on it. I'm still trying to force myself to always look for these kind of setups and really understand like, hey, this stock's really overextended. It's probably going to pull back. There's a good chance this thing's going to pull back. And this can work both ways. Same idea. If I'm shorting, the last thing I want to do is short on the bottom of the wave. So if I'm shorting here at 1620, thinking, okay, this is crashing, it's crashing, it's going to break 1620 and then hit $16 and then go lower. If I'm shorting right there, where am I shorting at? I'm shorting at the bottom of that wave, and there's a good chance it's going to pop up again. Even if it just pops up a little bit, then I'll probably end up getting out, and then it might go back down on the next wave. So I just really need to focus on only executing trades either at the bottom of the wave if I'm going long, or shorting at the top of the wave. Another chart I want to show you really quick is GoPro here. So GoPro has a very clear kind of downtrend. You have these channels that form on the way up and on the way down. So GoPro is trending lower. And now let's say for some reason I want to go long on GoPro, and I'm looking here on the downtrend, it's going lower. We see some support, and I'm like, okay, where do I really want to buy this at? You know, if I do want to go long, where do I want to buy it? So we find some support there at 798, and I'm like, okay, it's looking pretty good. You know, we're at the bottom of this channel. Now we form this channel, bouncing off these two, and then boom, got this channel right here. I'm thinking we might get a little bit of a bounce there off that support. We might get a little bit of a bounce up to the top of this channel up there to $9 area, which it got there at about $8.75 and then pulled back from there. You got the waves there that are very clear, very evident. We know that, you know, obviously stocks can't go straight up. They are going to go up, down, but the big thing is really just kind of forcing yourself to wait, to be patient and wait for these trades to set up and give you an opportunity to jump in. That's one thing that I really want to focus on this year, is just waiting for the trade to set up. I think the other day I shorted a stock, and I shorted it like 10 cents lower than I really wanted to. I was like, I'm going to short it, and then I was like, nah, screw it, I'll jump in right here. And I ended up shorting it at like $3.90. I shorted it, and I was hoping to get closer to $4, where, you know, it got to $3.90, and then it jumped back up to $4, and then it crashed. I could have waited 5 more minutes, and I could have got that better entry there, and I would have had a much bigger payday and a much better win for myself, and it would have been a better trade. So really, it's all about just waiting for the best setups and waiting for that action to come to you. We don't need to take 100 trades a day. We really just need 1 or 2 good setups a day to be king. So let's say I'm getting in here at the $9 area thinking, okay, I'm jumping in here at $9. It's kind of bouncing. We're getting some support there. You can see this previous support. It forms this wave. It gets up there. Now, if I jump in here at $9, where's the recent support at? Where's that recent support? It's there at the 866 area. So, you know, you got about a 40-cent drop there, 40-cent risk. And on the reverse side, where is this support up there? $10 area. So same idea. Let's say I'm buying here at the $5 area at the bottom of this channel. And I'm thinking, okay, we're getting some support. That channel's forming there. Looks pretty good. $5 area. I could jump in here at $5 for a chance to get back up to the $6.75, $7 area. It's a lot better entry than trying to buy up here, you know, right up here at the top of this channel at $7. Where's the support? There's no defined risk there. So when you're looking at these swing trades, you're looking at these long-term holds, really wait for these channels, these waves to show you kind of the best entry areas. And like I said, you're not always going to be perfect. It's not always going to be right at that channel line. But in general, you know, the wave will kind of show you where the bottom is, where the top. Oh, also KEM, I kind of talked about this one the other day. So the other morning, KEM jumped up out of nowhere on really low volume. It filled a gap in the chart. You can see here on the chart, it had this gap there. It filled the gap. So this was a gap reversal kind of setup, and you can see how perfectly this worked out following this wave and just looking at this overall trend. So you can see this overall trend trending higher here, connect the top of these two here. This is exactly what I did. This is live. I did it in the live stream, did it that morning, and I made a video showing this all go down live. So I want you to see you can use this method even, you know, in the moment. It's not just, hey, I can look back and find trends. I can do this in the moment. You can apply this exact idea in the moment when it actually matters. So I drew my 2 lines here. I can see where the channel is, the top of the channel, the bottom of the channel. So we break out above this channel, and it was sitting there at 2250. I was like, oh man, do I want to go long here? Now, if I was not looking at the bigger picture, I was only looking at the 5-minute chart. Let's say I'm only looking at the 5-minute chart. Look at this thing now, 2250 area. I'm thinking, hey, the 9 EMAs there, it's looking good. I'm not looking at the daily chart. I don't know there's a gap in the chart. I don't know there's, you know, resistance there. I'm just looking at like, hey, it's popping up big. I'm jumping in. This thing's going to the moon. And then all of a sudden, look at that smack. It got smacked so hard. So I would have ended up getting out for a loss on that trade, where I was thinking about shorting it. I didn't pull the trigger because I wasn't confident. There was no volume on it. It was really low volume. But you can see, look at this move. it followed the trend perfectly. It filled the gap there. It pulled back all the way down to the bottom of this channel. You can see a couple little dips below the channel, but it got down there. So it actually hit $18 and then ripped back up here to the 1980 area. So it found the bottom of that channel. So you can kind of look for also these reversals. So if it does start selling off big, I can sit here and be like, okay, I might go long if this can bounce off that 18, 19, support there on the channel. If it does find support, if the buyers step in there, maybe I'll jump in there as well. We can get this to pop back up to the $20 area, which that's exactly what it did. So you can see, boom, big move, starts to pull back, finds the bottom of that channel, and then that support forms because people are buying there. People are looking at this channel. The same way that you're looking at this chart, there's 1,000 other traders who are also looking at this chart. People are all looking at the same charts. Their lines might be a little different. They might be using different indicators, but they're all looking at kind of the same idea that they're going to buy the bottom of this channel. They're not going to buy the top. Everybody who's buying here at the 21, they don't know what they're doing. They're buying there, and then look at that pullback. So it's very important to be able to identify these trends, to be able to look at the chart, look at the overall big picture. And that's one of the things that I really need to work on is looking at the overall big picture, seeing where that resistance is, seeing the chart, seeing the trend. Am I buying at the top of this wave or am I buying at the bottom of the wave? Am I shorting at the bottom? Am I shorting at the top? And I need to identify that, and I need to tell myself, okay, before you make this trade, figure out where the trend is, figure out where the wave is, and then execute. And that'll make me more confident in my trade. That'll make me feel better, and I'll end up minimizing my risk and also maximizing my reward. This would have been a beautiful trade from $22.50 down there to $18. I'm sure I would have taken profit at like the $20 or the $19 area, but either way, KEM the other day, I recorded it all live. You can go watch it perfectly. This really did follow this channel and follow the wave. It really just made the wave so perfect there. So I thought this video might help somebody else out there understand that stocks do move in waves. If you're buying at the bottom, you're a lot safer than buying at the top of the wave. And that's one of the things that I've had issues with in the past, chasing the FOMO. It gets you. You see a stock that's going up, and you're thinking, I can jump in, I can take some quick profit, I can make some money. And then all of a sudden it crashes on you, and then you're telling yourself, why did I do that? I knew I shouldn't have done that. I knew it. So now I need to stop doing that. I need to stop, taking trades that I know from the start that it's a bad trade, but I still do it because I just get the FOMO or I get the greed and I want to jump in there. I'm over trading or whatever's going on. I got to stop that, remove the emotion, and stick to trading the chart, stick to trading the action, and really look for the wave. I want to ride the wave, baby. Ride the wave all the way to Paytown. There it is. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Something a little bit different than normal. Not talking about cryptocurrencies, talking about day trading. This also applies to the cryptocurrency world. So if you're really big into cryptocurrencies, you can apply the same idea to that as well. Do me one big favor right now. If you're watching this entire video, I know you like this video. Do me one big favor. Hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I will talk to you guys later on.